You know, what if enlightenment wasn't about escaping the world, but actually engaging with it on a much, much deeper level? Well, that's the core idea behind Humanistic Buddhism. It's a really powerful way of thinking that brings ancient wisdom right into our modern lives, focusing on the path to awakening right here, right now on Earth.
So let me start by asking you a question. When you picture the Buddha, what comes to mind? Is it some divine being sitting on a celestial throne somewhere? Or is it a person, someone who actually walked the earth, just like you and me? Now, it might seem like a small distinction, but as we're about to see, how you answer that question changes absolutely everything.
And here you can see those two views right next to each other. On one side, you have the deified Buddha, a god you worship, maybe hoping for some external help. But Humanistic Buddhism, it flips the script and puts all the focus on the other side, the human Buddha, a real historical person who achieved enlightenment through his own effort, and in doing so, created a blueprint for us to follow. The message here is so clear. He isn't some savior you pray to, he's a guide you learn from.
And this brings us to our first, and let's be honest, maybe our most radical idea. The Buddha isn't just someone to admire from afar. He's someone we can actually become.
It all boils down to this one phrase you see on the screen. Buddhas are made from people. That's the heart of it. What it means is that enlightenment isn't some mystical gift that's handed down from the heavens. No, it's a human achievement, and it's accomplished right here, in the human world. The Buddha was born here, he lived here, and he found his path right here on Earth.
Master Hsing Yun, who's a huge figure in this movement, really just cuts through all the mythology with this quote. He's reminding us of a simple historical truth. The Buddha was a person. But he was a person who perfected himself, who realized his absolute fullest potential. He is the ultimate example of what a human being is capable of.
So the path really comes down to self-effort. There's this ancient teaching that puts it just perfectly. Rely on yourself, rely on the teachings. So instead of praying to some external power to fix things, you take responsibility, you look inward, and you use the Buddha's wisdom as your map. And that is incredibly empowering.
Okay, so what happens when you start seeing the Buddha as a human role model? Well, it completely reframes some of Buddhism's most misunderstood ideas. It turns them from these kind of negative, heavy concepts into powerful tools for modern life.
Let's take suffering, for instance. We usually think of it as just bad, something to avoid. But in this view, it's reframed as a catalyst, an upwardly moving condition. It's the friction in our lives that actually motivates us to find a better way, to grow. You could say it's not a bug in the system, it's a feature of the path to wisdom. Then you've got emptiness. I know, it sounds pretty bleak, right? But it's actually the complete opposite. It doesn't mean nothingness, it means nothing is fixed or set in stone. Think about it. Because a cup is empty, you can fill it with tea. Because your future is empty, you have the potential to shape it. Emptiness is the ultimate creative potential.
And that idea flows right into impermanence. Instead of being the sad thing that good times have to end, it becomes this profound source of hope. If you're having a terrible day, guess what? It's impermanent. If our society has major problems, they are impermanent. Because nothing lasts forever, we always have the power to make things better.
And finally, no self. Now, this isn't about denying that you exist, not at all. It's about moving beyond the small, selfish, ego-driven I that's constantly worried about me, me, me. It's a journey to realize a bigger, more connected, true self that gets that we are all part of a much greater whole.
Okay, so we have these really empowering ideas. They sound great, but what do we actually do with them? This is where we make the jump from just philosophy to daily, practical action.
And it starts with this incredibly bold declaration you see here. I am Buddha. Now hold on, this isn't some arrogant claim to be fully enlightened already. It's an affirmation. It's a statement of potential. It's you, looking in the mirror and acknowledging that the same capacity for wisdom and compassion that the Buddha showed, it exists inside of you, right now. So, if you accept that you have this incredible potential, the next logical question is, okay, how do you live up to it? How do you actually act like a Buddha would in your day-to-day life? This is that crucial shift from just believing something to actively doing something. And this slide right here gives us the roadmap. It's a practice you could call walking the Buddha's path. And it's not about complex rituals. It's about simple, powerful actions. Giving generously, that isn't just about money. It's about giving someone hope or confidence or just a kind word. Living ethically is rooted in the simple idea of not harming others.
Enduring patiently means building that inner strength, and acting diligently is about consistently choosing to grow and to help. It's a path of action.
Now just think about what happens when millions of people start to live this way. It's not just about you changing, it becomes a social transformation. This very personal practice starts to blossom into a powerful vision for a whole world built on equality.
This whole vision rests on one single idea. All beings have Buddha nature, and from that, everything else just flows. It means every living thing has the potential for enlightenment. It demands respect for the right to life for all beings, from people to animals. It means that gender is completely irrelevant to your spiritual potential, which makes men and women equal. And it tears down the walls between ordained monks and nuns and everyday people like us, because both are equally vital.
And you can see just how radical this is in practice. Where traditional hierarchies might have placed men in front of women, this principle demands they sit side by side, sharing equal space. Where regular folks were once seen as just passive financial supporters, now they are active leaders and teachers in the community. It's a complete redesign of the community, all based on that one core principle of equality.
So we've gone from these big philosophical ideas to daily practice to a vision for society. But it all comes back to one single starting point: you.
So what's the ultimate takeaway here? It's actually really simple. The goal of humanistic Buddhism isn't to put the Buddha up on a pedestal and worship him. The goal is to see him as the ultimate role model, and to awaken that very same potential that's already lying dormant inside of you.
Which leaves us with one last thing to think about. Based on everything we've just talked about, giving, patience, ethics, seeing the potential in others, what is one small, concrete, Buddha-like action that you can take in your life today?